To me, the corner would be that news broadcasting station. So anything at any given time could pass through that center, whether it's good, bad, you know what I mean? Any possible thing you could think of, you know what I mean? You might see your first fight there, you might get your first girl there, but it consists of a lot, you know what I mean? There's no holes and no bars to, you know, what we take places in that area. Kind of in the eyes of the beholder, you know what I mean? A lot of times it's based off of, you know, the onlooker's experience, you know what I mean? So, you know, coming from it, it's a lot more familiar. You better understand it and be able to interpret it, but if it's something brand new to someone, then it's going to be, you know, a lot more difficult. But just stripping down anything and everything you've ever, you know, been taught before and not being afraid to learn something, you know, something new for the first time. You know what I mean? That's, you know, it has to be as humble as possible, not trying to take too much from it, you know what I mean, and not holding too much against it before, you know, you come into meeting with the phenomenon, you know, known. And then, you know, the whole process of listening is more or less like reading a book, you know what I mean? Because if you read down on pages, if I was to hand you my rhymes, it'd be a total different interpretation as me singing behind the beat, or even if I was to eliminate the track itself, you know what I mean? It's like you're actually hearing what I'm saying now, you know what I mean? But, you know, with the fancy track behind it, and, you know, a pretty video and everything like that, sometimes you can really be taking it just, you know, rhetoric or jargon that's thrown on top of music, you know what I mean? So if it can be separated from that, you know what I mean? And like the lyrics actually be listened to from, you know, artists who actually have something to say, I feel like that's a good start as far as like the communication and how, you know, hip-hop should be interpreted. Is in what people are hearing as opposed to what they want to hear. You know what I mean? I feel like for the most part, the whole club thing had its reign, but now, you know, the worldly realities, such as the war and stuff like that, you know, people coming home to nothing, you know, no type of government help or anything like that. People are, it's reminiscent of the 60s in Vietnam, you know, and I believe that right about now it's time for that reality of music that was coming out in the days of your Marvin Gaye and your Jimi Hendrix and, you know, what's going on and stuff like that, because, you know, the surroundings will always critique what comes out in the music, you know, and if you let corporate control it, then everything is always good. That doesn't reflect reality. I believe the relationship is there, but as far as like a change in attitude, I don't think we really know what we're sitting on. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the people promoting it, so to speak, aren't from within. You know what I mean? A lot of the people on the art form side of it are within. You know what I mean? But not too many artists become Jay-Z as far as like taking control and, you know what I mean, making sure what comes out is, you know, pure and from the street and not like, you know, just a carbon copy. So I think, you know, we're still sitting on a gold mine that, you know, is yet to be tapped.
We're sitting on a gold mine and we're just enjoying the popcorn out of it.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Unfortunately, while others come in and admire it and see it for what it is, and, you know, take advantage and promote it and, you know, put the money behind it and make money from it. Right. Basically as a way to communicate everything that's said in hip-hop form and in the rhymes to academia, because it seems to be two different worlds. It's like, you know, those who went to school, college, graduated, and, you know, have 3-letter degrees and want no connection with, you know, hip-hop or anything coming out of the urban centers. And then you have the children of those same very people that have a clearer understanding. Now they're fans of this music and trying to communicate this to the world, you know what I mean? In essence, running home like, hey mom, hey dad, listen to what's going on, you know what I mean? Because you cannot find this in, you know, certain genres of music of the old school, you know what I mean? It's something totally new, and I think it's honestly, you know, the inside piece of a lot of things such as hate, you know what I mean, and ignorance as well. So